How are you doing, everybody, wherever you are? Welcome to our today's news from German. Be with us. India's mod government under growing pressure as cockroach protests intensify. Despite heavy rain, thousands of protesters have continued to gather at Jantar Mata in Delhi. Pressure has been growing on India's government with thousands of cockroach Janata Party supporters continue to protest in the capital Delhi despite heavy rains overnight. The youth-led movement seeking education reforms and resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan got a boost on Tuesday when India's main opposition Congress party leaders protest outside the Prime Minister's house. They were protesting against the brutal police crackdown on Monday's CJP protest, in which dozens of protesters have policemen were injured. Congress shared videos of the MP Rahul Gandhi and others being dragged into buses and taken to detention centers. They were later released. Police dragged Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and put him in a bus after they staged a protest outside Mondi's house. On Monday, tens of thousands of protesters flooded central Delhi after the CJP called off a March parliament as monsoon session began. At least 60 people were injured after police used batons and tear gas to disperse the crowds. Officers also dismantled the stage and makeshift tents at Jantar Mata, the protesters' main base near the 300-year-old observatory, but the demonstrators have refused to leave, maintaining around-the-clock sit-in. A day after the violence, they were visited by several senior opposition leaders such as a former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and veteran politicians Sharad Pawar. Later on Tuesday, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge led a surprise march on Modi's house demanding resignation of Pradhan. Home Minister Amin Shah, who the Daily Police report to the MP Modi. Gandhi said the government must apologize to students for crackdown, adding that Congress decided to stage a protest outside Modi's house because they were allowed to raise the issue in the parliament. He said he had met Speaker Om Birla to seek a discussion, but the speaker said he needed to take permission from government. But it was very clear to use that there was no interest in the government of having a debate. Federal Minister Jitendra Singh denied Gandhi's allegation. He said he informed the Congress MP that the government has accepted his demand for a discussion, but alleged that Gandhi later also demanded the resignation of Pradhan. He accused Gandhi of changing the goalpost and of refused to end the protest despite being told that the place was not conducive to such demonstrations. Police used force including batons and tear gas to disperse protesters. Later, Pradhan, in his first comment since Monday's violence, criticized the Congress for shamelessly exploiting students as political tools. Even after government conveyed its readiness for a comprehensive discussion, the Congress chose political spectacle over democratic debate. The objective was never solution for students. It was disruption for political headlines, he said in his post on X. Pradhan did not directly refer to the CJP or the protest, but said we won our students more than outrage. We won them answer reform and accountability. That is exactly what our governments remain committed to delivery, Pradhan said. Pradhan's resignation has been the one of the sky demands of the protesters, and the CJP has not responded to his comments so far. A satirical political movement, CJP was inspired by a remark made earlier this year by India's Chief Justice, who used the word cockroach to describe unemployed young people turning to journalists and activities. After the comments speaker's outrage, he said he had been referring only to those with fake and bogus degrees. Monday's huge turnout showed that the CJP, thought not as just a political party, had evolved into a movement capable of drawing tens of thousands into the streets. Protesters who have been camped for the past month of Jantar Mata gained global attention after activist and educationist Sonam Wangchuk joined them on 28 June and began identifying anger streak in support of its demand. He was forcibly removed from the protest site by the police on Saturday and taken to hospital, where he continued to fast. The movement has broadened into one of the most visible expressions of public dissent against Modi in recent years. In recent days, support of the CJP has grown beyond Delhi, with protests also being held in other major cities like Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, and Ahmedabad. At least 144 migrants reported dead or missing off Mauritania. A small boat with 73 will be migrant cells near the port of Cristianos arriving from Mauritania at the Canary island of Tenerife, Spain. The United Nations said that 144 refugees and migrants were reported deadly or missing after tragic maritime incident off the coast of Mauritania. Refugee agency UNHRC said that overall 3 rescue and disembarkation operations were conducted between July 14 and 18 in Mauritania and bring 387 people of various sub-Saharan nationalities safe assured, but 143 people were reported dead or missing on one of the boats which had departed from Buffalo in Gambia headed from Spain and was rescued on Saturday after near 25 days stranded at sea. The agency said only people were brought safely assured from that vessel, it says, adding that 2 Senegalese children who had lost all of their family members during the journey were among the survivors. A second rescue operation that day, 179 people brought to safety in Naudibao, while a third mission that took place on July had rescued 170 people from a vessel where 1 person had died. Arrivals to Europe on all the major routes have dropped significantly this year compared at last, but UNHRC stressed that deaths and disappear at sea continue at alarming levels, with many incidents occur far from public attention and often resulting in entire boats vanish. While arrival numbers to the Canary Islands had dropped by 61% compared to 2025, Satmash pointed out that the Spanish archipelago had still seen 404,000 arrivals as of July 15. The latest incidents, he said, highlight the persistent risk faced by refugees and migrants attempt to reach European, many of whom are embarking over 200 kilometers away from the intended destination. So far in 2026, UNHCR said that 17 disembarkation had been recorded in Naudibao and Nouakchott with a total of 2,147 individual rescues. The latest rescues in Mauritania demonstrate that concerted efforts needs to be made to address the root cause driving refugees and migrants to take this perilous journey, Saltmash said. A humanitarian worker in Democratic Republic of Congo has been medically evacuated to UK after potential healthcare-related exposure to Ebola. The UK Health Security Agency said the individual, who is a UK resident and has not been named, has no symptoms and the move is purely precautionary. The individual remains well, but it is being assessed and monitored at a London hospital. The statement from UK said the hospital has not been named by the Royal Free in North London, has a high-level isolation unit and in the primary national center of high consequence infection disease. The incubation period of Ebola range from 2 to 21 days. The humanitarian work will be required to isolate throughout. The individual had been working with the humanitarian organization support the Ebola outbreak response. Ebola is highly dangerous pathogen. Unlike flu or COVID, it is not airborne and spread through direct contact with bodily fluids. Symptoms comes on suddenly and start like the flu or malaria with fever, headache and tiredness. As the disease progresses, vomiting and diarrhea develop, and it can lead to organ failure. Some, but not all patients develop internal and external bleeding. That's all for today. Thanks a lot for being with us.